Hey guys, what's up? It's Mack, Guitar Guy here with you. Today we're going to be having a look at learning the parts of a song by Giveon called Like I Want You. It's a great song and it has these beautiful ambient guitar chords to it. We're going to break down that progression. This is a great progression for any R&B guitarists out there who may be beginners, but we're going to break it up into two sections. We're going to learn the chord structure as it's recorded, and then we're going to push it a little further. We're going to add a little more flavor and flair. So maybe you intermediate and advanced players who are looking at spicing up this chord progression, we're going to have a look at some other alternatives we can add to kind of give it a little more flavor. So let's take a look. Let's start by taking a look at the chord progression. And that is the basic chord progression of the song. Let's break that down and learn what chords we're playing. We start out with this E flat minor ninth chord, going to an F minor 7 chord, followed by a B flat minor 7. Now we're going to go to an F diminished, and that little walk up at the end, we're going to take this F diminished chord. It's actually an F diminished with a D bass. We're going to transpose this chord up to the 12th fret. These are the same chords. We're just playing it an octave up. Okay, and what we'll do for that little walk up at the end, we move that diminished chord up to an A flat position at the 15th fret here. So that's the chord progression. That really is the entire song. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to take this chord structure and start to look at some of the options that we have as far as maybe creating a little more feel or movement or flavor within these chords. I always like to start by having a reference. Now, this song is in the key of D flat. Okay, D flat would be what we call the 1. If you're not familiar with the number system or what's called the Nashville number system, I would highly encourage you to begin learning the number system. So getting back to our song, we're in the key of D flat major, which is our 1, which lets me know that first chord, that E flat minor 9, is the 2 of our song. Now that F minor 7 will be the 3. Our B flat minor 7 will be our 6. Now that diminished chord, that F diminished that comes in, we're actually playing that in a minor 2nd position. Without confusing you, I don't want to get into all of the alternative places we can utilize the diminished at, but we're just playing that in the minor 2nd position here. So having that reference as far as where we are within the key of this song, I'm able to begin to pull in other things that I'm familiar with. I know that I also have an E flat minor 7 that I can play as my 2. I have an F minor 7 in a different position that I can also play. That gives me a different voicing. As you can hear, they have different voicings. They are both F minor 7s. Okay? And then I have my B flat minor 7. I have an inversion of that B flat minor 7 that I can play here as well. And then back to that diminished chord. So in knowing those things, I can begin to create some additional feel and movement to that chord progression. Okay, one way of adding a little variety to this chord progression is, let's do this. Let's play that E flat minor 9 to our E flat minor 7. That first F minor 7 to the more traditional F minor 7 chord, and then to our B flat minor 7 and to our diminished. So it gives it somewhat of a call and reply feel to this chord progression. It goes a little like this. Okay, so that's one idea to explore. Now, if you haven't to this point, I highly recommend beginning to learn some chord inversions, learning the inversions of your major and minor 7ths and your dominant chords and those diminished chords. It really begins to open up a whole nother palette of tones on the guitar in your chord progressions. So let's take a look at something that I do during that intro. We start at that E flat minor 9. Then I come up and do an inversion of that E flat minor 7 chord, which I know the E flat minor 7 is in my 2 position, or that Dorian position. And I let it fall back to a minor 6 chord, which would be an A minor 6 chord, coming from there to that B flat minor 7. And again, I'm going to now move up to my F, that inversion of the F minor 7, which is my 3 position. And again, I'm going to let it fall back to a minor 6 chord, which would be a B minor 6. Then going to that diminished walk up at the end. So let's have a listen at how that progression sounds. So again, another bit of variety we can add to that chord progression. And these are things that we have to use very subtly throughout a song. We don't want to have different progressions just back to back throughout the song. We want to make sure that we set the mood and foundation of the song. But we are able to utilize some of these chord inversions and alternative chords to create a little more flavor, a little more flair, a little more feel throughout the song. It creates a bit more movement throughout the song. So another way to begin to add a little more flair and flavor is to begin to pull in some of the notes within that scale. We have our pentatonic scale, that B flat minor pentatonic that everybody's most familiar with. I love doing little falls like that with pentatonic scales. So begin to explore those things. Chord inversions, learning some of the alternatives that can be done in the various positions. For example, that E flat minor 9, we can use an E flat minor 7 as well to create a little different voicing throughout the song. I hope this helps and begins to maybe open up the door or window to get some ideas for you to start exploring on creating some variety in your chord progressions. Hi guys, if you haven't done so far, please make sure to click the subscribe button for more up and coming content. If any of this was beneficial for you, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you guys have any ideas that you would like for me to cover on up and coming videos, please shoot me an email, mackguitarguy@gmail.com.